Hi, I'm Berlin Shi. You see me in such fine quality, epic chemistry educational videos such as Density is for the Thick-Headed, Part 4, and Are Things Really That Packed In When It's That Dense? Okay, quickly, Density Lab. You guys have done the density of water lab before, but now we're going to check out density of materials. And one of the things that you're going to do is you're going to be measuring different objects for their density. You're going to have to calculate their volume because remember, the idea about density, ladies and gentlemen, that density is equal to the mass over the volume. Now, let's face it, mass is pretty easy to get, okay? And we're going to address that issue in a minute. But what about some object that's not easy, like a cube? How do we go and deal with something that is more of a cylinder, like this brass weight? Well, the idea about this brass weight, we're going to be measuring in metrics, okay? And you're going to take the ruler and you're going to go straight across. At the widest point, that's going to be the diameter, okay? And we're going to cut that diameter in half to get the radius. And the formula that we have for the volume of a cylinder, ladies and gentlemen, is in fact pi r squared h. So we're going to look at how do we calculate the radius of this. We're going to take the widest point, and then that'll be our diameter. We're going to cut that in half, okay? And that'll give us our radius. We can measure how tall it is. Now, for the purposes of telling us the volume, that little handle here, just as some of the brass weights will have hooks on them, we're going to ignore that. We're just going to look at the puck, if you will, the main chunk of the weight. So then we'll have our height, which will be in centimeters. Our radius will be in centimeters. And then, of course, we have pi. Well, now we figured out the volume. How in the world are we going to handle the mass? Well, here's what we're going to do. We are going to take a little trip over to this, our weighing station, and we're going to put it on like this. And oh my gosh, there you go. There's your mass. It's that simple. So density is mass over volume, like I previously mentioned just a couple of minutes ago. Okay, now, all right, tough guys. How about an object like this? Okay, I gotta flip over the viewfinder. How about an object like this? Okay, we don't know what kind of a metal it is. I don't. But you know what? We can figure out the density of this metal because you know what? It is a cube, but it's more like rectangular cube. Okay, so we can go ahead and we can measure how many centimeters this is going to be. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, probably this little tiny part is going to be less than a centimeter. That's obvious, but it's going to be a fraction. But remember, there are 10 milliliters to every centimeter. So every millimeter is 0.1 centimeter. Okay, you got the basics of the lab. You're going to be doing this for several objects. You're going to calculate their densities, and then we're going to compare it to the actual values of those items, and then we're going to calculate the percent error. All right, this is Berlin Shi signing off.